Stand by. The program will begin soon.
When I see an American flag, I immediately look at that I'm like, that person's probably a bigot. That person's probably a homophobe. That person's probably a racist if they're just flying American flags out everywhere.
Hold up. Hey, this sounds more like a you problem. You should probably go see somebody about that.
He got over $5 million per year from the American taxpayers, being given no bid contracts from Maine Governor Janet Mills, and is building a military in Somalia. He has been funneling money back to Somalia to build a military in Somalia. The guy is running a migrant services agency that bills Maine Care, which is what we call Medicaid, about $5 million a year. Oh no, those illegal immigrants aren't getting any Medicare. And then he said he raised money in the U.S. to buy weapons, munitions, and supplies for a paramilitary force he had hoped to lead as the president of Jubaland. Yes, that's a real state in Somalia. And to be clear, in Somalia, he's running to be the warlord of Jubaland. Elections in Jubaland aren't exactly like elections in America. It's whoever has the most guns is able to certify the election. So he needed to buy a paramilitary organization and paramilitary support in order to win the election. Avocados Diablos asked if you could bring any one comic strip character to life and train them to be a hitman, who would you choose? Oh, that's the easiest question ever. Calvin. Calvin. Oh, look, Somnambule Nation, you and I are on the same page. Calvin. From Calvin and Hobbes. Yes. And by God, Calvin would be the greatest hitman to ever live. Better than John Wick. I guarantee it. I didn't have to think about it.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
Yes, it's true. The Obama administration deported over 3 million people, and the Biden administration, over 4 million people. But they didn't need troops. They didn't need military in the streets to do it. Tell me why. Put it in the chat. Tell me why you think that's that.
Because when Obama and Biden were in office, there were no riots in the streets of Los Angeles, even though 80% of the deportations were also expedited with no hearing. But you didn't give a shit then. Now that Trump's in office, you suddenly give a shit. Hope that helps.
That turkey was amazing. Mostly because I cooked it, because I'm really good at cooking turkey. So one of my tricks new tricks that I do, you know how when you cook a turkey in a pan, even if you got one of those raised pans, it always happens. You cook this turkey and the breast of the turkey get all nice, the top gets all nice and brown, and then you go to cut the underside and the thighs and legs are like all white underneath and not even done. Well, there's a trick you can do to avoid that. What you do is you cook the bird upside down for at least 1/3 of the cooking time. So you end up browning the bottom and sealing that first, even more so. And the other thing I do is I start my oven at 500 degrees. The first 45 minutes to an hour, you put it at 500 degrees, and then you turn it down to 325 and do the rest of the cooking. But anyway, do it upside down, and 1/3 of the way through, then you flip the bird back over in the pan, and the entire bird gets finished at the same time. So apparently, in the Europe, you can refer to Americans as pigs. but not convicted rapists. A German court gives woman a harsher punishment than convicted. I hate it when people say rapist. I'll just say unwanted sexual activity peoples for calling him a disgraceful pig. She called someone convicted of that crime a disgraceful pig and got a harsher punishment than the person who actually committed unwanted sexual activity. And so that's why people were posting that story about the German court gives women harsher punishment than convicted unwanted sexual activity.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's a story about this man, too. He led the attack on Pearl Harbor, but died a Christian missionary on December 7, 1941. Captain Mitsuo Fuchida flew the lead plane against Pearl Harbor, shouting the famous code, Tora, Tora, Tora. He hated America. But after the war, he met a former American POW, Jacob DeSager, who had returned to Japan not to punish him, but to preach the gospel. Shocked by this forgiveness, Fuchida bought a Bible. He converted to Christianity in 1950. The man who started the Pacific War spent the rest of his life touring the U.S. and Japan preaching. Quote, I was a follower of the sword. Now I'm a follower of the cross. Amazing. Nearly 5 years after pipe bombs were discovered outside the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee in Washington, D.C., a suspect has been arrested in the case. On Thursday, federal agents arrested Brian Cole Jr., 30 of Woodbridge, Virginia, and he was charged with transportation of explosive devices, blah, 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 blah. But on Friday, legacy media outlets began reporting that Cole, this young black man right here, was a Trump supporter. And I'm not saying he's not because he's black. I'm just saying there's other evidence that might support the fact that he's not a Trump supporter. But we'll get to that. Quote, Brian Cole worked for a bail bonds company run by his father that worked to free illegal immigrants from ICE facilities and sued the Trump administration's Department of Homeland Security. He worked for his dad. They tried to free illegal immigrants. Interesting. Yes, I know every Trump supporter, every black supporter, Trump supporter, would be quick to hire Benjamin Crump, who represented the family of Trayvon Martin, attempting to sic the Biden administration Department of Justice on a local Tennessee prosecutor who had raised concerns about the bail bond companies. We'll find out eventually that this guy had wanted nothing to do.
Additionally, if you open this up to ice fishing, while on the surface it sounds good, then what happens next year? Does someone come back and say, I want an ice shanty on Hudson Springs Park for X amount of time? And if you then allow ice fishing with shanties, then that leads to another problem. Prostitution. And now you've got the police chief and the police department involved. Just data points to consider.
It is Happy Bill of Rights Day on December 1791. The Commonwealth of Virginia ratified the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Virginia's George Mason and James Madison were the driving forces behind these guarantees of individual rights. And note that all the individual rights that are in the Bill of Rights are not rights granted by the government. Those are the inalienable rights which the government shall not infringe. And if you notice, it's interesting because the Bill of Rights is all about what the government cannot do, not what the government can do. And I think kind of got away from that a little bit, where some people seem to think that the government is supposed to grant you rights. No, these are rights you have, whether it's a government or not, and the rights that the government must protect for you. So it was a unique thing when it came about in 1791. that government is not there to grant you or give you privileges, but rather to protect the rights that you have.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Holy moly. So, as you know, I pretty much never watch the State of the Union, and because I can't, it's past my bedtime because I work early in the morning. And so I thought, oh, should we watch it today? And I'm like, nah, let's just react to what people are reacting to. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet and also known as Light Bright. Holy crap, what the hell is going on there? Let's see. Let me fix that. Holy moly, that light's really bright. Let's turn that light down a little bit, Johnny. What's going on? I don't get it. Anyway, hey, how you doing? Happy Hump Day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Thank you, John. I'm like, holy shit. It's just, I'm looking like, shiny and shit. Anyway, it's Hump Day, and unfortunately, I can't share even the Hump Day tabs with you today because it's nothing but, well, you know what it's full of. And but we do want to talk about the State of the Union, but I didn't watch it. So what do you do when you don't watch it? Well, then you see how other people react to it and laugh. And so we're going to look at some highlights of the State of the Union. We're going to look at some highlight reactions. Different things are written about it. And we'll just see how it goes. So hope you're having a wonderful, happy Hump Day morning. Let's say hi to everybody and get this thing rolling. And yes, I know that. Wait, what? Same thumbnail? No, I changed the thumbnail. Oh, you did it before I did that. So anyway, first in the chat, even beating me because I didn't click the old hello thing in the chat today, is our friend, and the world is right. It's Avocados Diablo. He gets the bell. You get the bell. Congratulations. Also, good morning, Kara Soldier. What's up? Yes, you beat Barty. Anon 123. Green Badger Outdoors. Good morning, Kara. I said Kara Soldier. Mike Savage. Blarg. Unholy Queen, aka our young friend Midnight. My boyfriend will be here soon. He is driving. You know what that means. She's got a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. I can't help it. Oh, there he is. He's there. All right. Good morning. Also, Kara Kinoshita. Why, that's a new name. Why am I at YouTube? I'm going to just switch back to the main. Which one is that? I don't know what that is. But you'll have to tell me. Also, Steve Dev is here. Good morning. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Also, Johnny Boomer Tech's doing the work. Tall person's here. The Pope's here. Yes, that is Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, with today's message of hope, not from the Father, not from the Son, but from the Holy Ghost. Today's message is blessings of the Holy Ghost. Remember, truth is more deadly than a nuclear bomb. The truth can start wars, riots, and endings. In the same breath that can free a man and enlighten. Oh, wait, in the same breath, truth can free a man and enlighten. Weld it carefully. It's a very interesting message today. It's a very interesting message. It's a powerful message, and we appreciate you, Pope Tyrannus III. Also, good morning, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadians in the house. Who else is here? Blue Eyed Scream. Did I already say that? I don't know. Tyler F's here, aka Hurricane Franzi. Attack Alpaca. Good morning. And that's about it. That's that, everybody. That's kind of everybody. All right, cool. Nice to have you all here. Did you just say Frito-Land? What do you mean Frito-Land? Oh, Steve, you were Kara Kinoshita. Still, the @ thing is on. Yeah, I don't know. It drives me nuts. I want to go back to having the names, and I don't know if there's a way to do it. I gotta get on X or something to ask YouTube, because they're pretty good at responding to you there. So no, did I say Frito-Land? I don't think so. I don't know what that means. Anyway, thanks to people also who are sharing the stream today. Let me not take away the hump day thing. Well, there's a hump day tab, and I can't show any of it to you. Like the first 5 things are all boobs, butts, and buttholes. But anyway, thanks to people sharing the stream. I greatly appreciate it. That includes, of course, if I scroll down here, let's see. It looks like the first one today is Tall Person. Thank you for sharing the stream. Also, thank you. I meant to just repost that. Silly me. Just ding it. Right. Okay, there we go. And repost. There we go. Also, thank you, Midnight, who I can't repost. Tyler Alexander, the Daily Ric Flair. Woo! Thank you, Tyler. And thank you, Ric Flair. Simon Wilkins got some photos of the park. This must be from the summer, because it's definitely not looking like that where you live right now. There's our photo. Oh, I didn't put the whole screen on there. Hang on a second. There we go. You get to see some nice, what you hope to see in about, let's say 6 weeks or less. We start seeing some green out there. That would be lovely, because spring is definitely going to be welcome. Also, let's see who else is sharing the stream. Oh, did I repost that? No, I didn't. Let's repost that too. There we go. And Green Badger Outdoors with some daily military hardware. Oh, what are those? What is that? That's a nasty looking plane right there. Okay, there you go. And thank you, Mike Savage, with the daily Let Us Go a reply. Simon Wilkins also with a little anime. We'll repost that. And CG with a Let's Go. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Reaction Puerto Rico is here and put up the Dave Chappelle president. See, today for the State of the Union, if you haven't seen it on X, I used that Dave Chappelle as the President of the United States gif, and so has Reaction on Puerto Rico, because he's so quick on the draw. And good morning to you, sir. I see you there. Reaction on Puerto Rico's in the house. All right, thank you. That's it. All right, let's move on. Like I said, good Lord. I'm trying to find... I'm going to scroll through Hump Day here and try to find one that I can actually put on the screen. Okay, not that one. That's definitely not. Oh, not her either. Well, this one's saved. Okay, we'll put this one on here. Wait, can I find a better one than that? I'm doing one. Well, here's a nice young lady for Avocados Diablo. That's, every once in a while you got to just, if you can't, what is the word? How does this thing go? If you can't please everyone, you got to please yourself. I don't know who sang that song. All right now, learn my lesson well. See, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. So here you go, Avocados Diablo. This is for you. Good morning. Happy Hump Day to all those who still work your ass off and expect just a little bit in return. There you go. So that one's specifically for Avocados Diablo, and I can't click on any more Hump Day because literally it's. Oh wait, I had another one that I could put up there, but anyway. So if you scroll, if you're into that, you can scroll the Hump Day tabs when I put the links in today, and you will. It'll be very whatever, Oh, did I actually wait a minute, hang on. What did I do there? Okay, I see. I clicked on the Hump Day and I was like, oh, that ain't happening. All right, let's move on. Today's holidays we should be celebrating include National Jessica Day. If you know anyone named Jessica, let them know that it's their day and you are happy that it's their day, and happy Jessica Day. Also, National Chocolate Covered Nut Day. There's a joke in there that I'm just not even going to bother with. Quiet Day. Well, this will be a tough one for the ladies. Oh, sorry, ladies. Also, was it Ricky Nelson that sang that? I think it was Ricky Nelson that sang that. You're right. Inconvenience Yourself Day. I don't understand. Why would you have a day where you purposely inconvenience yourself? Unless you're doing an act of kindness, and then that would inconvenience you. Good morning, Selected Boy.
Yeah, boy.
Let's all eat right day. Well, that should be every day, but you know, it's hard to put down the Funyuns and potato chips and shit like that. Plus, I just made a friendship bread. So there's, you know, you ever make a friendship bread? You know, they have a starter and you have to mush the bag, and then 3 days later you mush the bag. Then 3 days later you add some sugar and flour and milk to it, and then you mush the bag and all this stuff. And so we have one right now because someone gave us one of those starters, and I made the friendship bread. It's like Amish friendship bread, and it's like basically, so it's just some like it's kind of like banana bread with no bananas, but it has cinnamon and sugar, and I topped it with chopped pecans. It was really good. And so I have one of those that I just made, and I can't stop eating it. It's really good. But then every time you make one, you make 4 more starters and you give them away. And I made 4 more starters, and they're still sitting on her counter. And I'm not going to make 4 more of these things because each one makes 2 loaves. And so hopefully my wife successfully gives them away today at work because she had some people she was going to give them to, because I don't want any more. This is like the second round of it I made, and I can't eat anymore because I'll gain all my 40 or 50 pounds I lost back from last year. I'm not doing it. It's too good. So anyway, so let's all eat right day should be every day. Eat right, so chew with the right side of your mouth. Well, I don't know. It's something like that. National Kathy Day, National Nicholas Day, National Clam Chowder Day. Let's go to Boston. Wait, okay, question. Here's one. Here's a poll today because this is a good one. Best clam chowder, Boston or New England? Now, if you don't know the difference, New England clam chowder is the creamy white. No, New England clam chowder is the red, like brothy clam chowder, and Boston is the creamy white clam chowder. Which one do you prefer? There's the poll. Boston clam chowder or New England clam chowder? Is that right? Boston's the creamy one. New England's the white one. Is that right? Or did I get that backwards? I don't know. Hello, Lord Stanhope. Good morning. Okay, so there you go. Take your pick. No, is New England the clean? Never had clam chowder. Oh, well, you're missing out. Clam chowder can be good. Well, I suppose it could be good. Probably the first time you'd be like, what's that chewy thing in there? Because clam's a little chewy. Okay, New England is creamy. Okay, Boston is the red. New England is creamy. So both are white. What's the one that's not white then? Okay, let me end this poll right now because I got it wrong. What's the one that's what's the one that's like reddish? It's not creamy. Okay, I got that wrong. Anyway, happy National Clam Chowder Day. Manhattan clam chowder has the tomato base. Oh, okay. Let's start that over. You're right. Okay. Best clam chowder. New England, which would be Boston. Damn it. I think I already know the answer, though. Or Manhattan. Why can't I type today? That sucks. All right. Best clam chowder. Boston or New England or Manhattan. All right. Manhattan just has no dairy in it. Okay. There you go. All right. And then what else? Pistol Patent Day. What? Celebrate Pistol Patent Day by honoring Samuel Colt's legacy. Oh! And learn more about the invention's history and lasting impact on the world. Well, it's had an impact on some people, but, you know. And then there's a couple of nonsensical, well, not nonsensical, but just non-factor holidays. But it's also National Billy Day. Okay, enough about holidays. Let's get a couple news items. Now, before the State of the Union, there was a poll on consumer confidence. And apparently, consumer confidence has improved. Consumer confidence improved in February as more Americans reported plentiful job opportunities and grew less pessimistic about the economic outlook, according to data released by the Conference Board. And I'm not sure what the Conference Board is, but Share of consumers saying jobs are plentiful climbed to 28%. What? A 3-month high from 25.8% in January. The Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index increased 2.2 points from 91.2 from an upwardly revised 89.0 in January. The Expectation Index, measuring consumers' short-term outlook, jumped 4.8 points to 72%. To 72.0, the largest monthly gain since July. Improvement was driven by younger Americans. Confidence rose for consumers under age 35 and Generation X, while falling for older respondents. The under 35 group continued to be the most optimistic, the Conference Board said, with Gen Z confidence rising on a 6-month moving average basis, while all other generations declined. Fewer consumers expected job losses in the next 6 months, with 26.1% anticipating fewer jobs available compared to 28.7% last month. Income expectations also improved slightly, with 17.3% expecting higher incomes versus 12.3% expecting declines. So I guess that's an improvement. It still doesn't seem like it's very high, but confidence ticked up in February after falling in January as consumer pessimistic expectations for the future eased somewhat, said Dana M. Peterson, chief economist at the Conference Board. 4 of 5 components in the index firmed. So, okay, I guess that's good news. Other news, also economic related, homes see the smallest annual price hike since 2009. That's interesting. Is that good or bad, though? If you own a home, it might be bad if you're thinking about selling it. If you don't own a home, that's probably okay. Home prices rose just 1.3% in 2025, the lowest pace of appreciation over 15 years, according to data released Tuesday by the S&P Dow Jones Indices. The S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller National Home Price Index, that's a lot of words to have just to call a committee, recorded a 1.3% year-over-year increase in December, down from 1.4% in November. For the full year, national home prices grew just 1.3%, the weakest full-year gain since 2011, when prices dropped 3.9%. The deceleration represents a sharp reversal from the Biden-era inflationary house pricing surge, when annual price gains regularly exceeded 10% in 2021 and 2022. The 2025 increase also well below the 6.6% average annual gain recorded over a prior decade. So again, I mean, that's mixed blessings, but it's certainly it's probably a welcome sign if you don't already own a home, or if you're gonna, whatever. I've got to stay out. I have no confidence in Gen Z. I have full confidence Gen Z is a bunch of fuck ups. Well, look, I don't think so. I have kids who are Gen Z, and my kids are doing great. I'm so proud of them. I mean, look, and my son and his wife are doing fantastic. In fact, we're gonna get to see my son here in the next couple of days too. He's coming home for a business meeting at the company he works for, which is here in the Twin City. And then also, my daughter's doing great, and she's she's a stay-at-home mom. Her husband's a oncology nurse at Children's Hospital in Minneapolis, and he's doing great. They own a home. My son and them own a home. I'm like, all their friends own homes. I'm like, maybe it's just my son and his friends are just a bunch of good kids or something, but they're Gen Z and they seem to be doing just fine. So I don't know. You ever think, Marty, that your babies are the exception? I don't know. They could be. They might be. And maybe there's a reason they're the exception. Because they worked hard in school and did well and whatever, or married smart with my daughter. Although my daughter's brilliant. My daughter's so smart, and but she loves being a mom, and they've made choices to make that happen, that she could be home with the kids and raise her own kids, which I think's awesome. Because my wife and I, when our kids were young, we made sacrifices so that we could raise our own kids and not have them in daycare until they finally went to school. Our kids always had a parent around. We didn't have them in daycare, although they were in a Montessori school when they were younger. But we were the major volunteers at their Montessori school too. So that may be why my kids are successful. I don't know. I hope that's why. I mean, obviously there's some influence of parents, but it's interesting that all the kids that my kids are friends with have similar stories, and so that's my only that's gonna be my only measure of Gen Z from an anecdotal standpoint. Now, granted, I know there's a lot of problems in the country where there's lots of kids who are Gen Z who probably can't even barely read. So maybe it's just about parenting and that. So I don't know. We'll just see. So anyway, but yeah, that's interesting that the housing, there could be, there's supposed to be, or there's a hints of the fact that there may be a housing price crash coming, and sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But they need to, obviously interest rates are still very low historically, and so maybe this is a good sign for people who are going to try to get into owning homes. So, all right, now another thing too. Now this is interesting. Before we get to the State of the Union, we're going to react to the reactions, okay? Because I didn't watch State of the Union, and I haven't even seen any clips yet. I'm going to watch it this afternoon, and it maybe talk about it more tomorrow, but maybe there'll be something else to talk about. But an interesting side note as far as before the State of the Union or around the State of the Union, apparently the chief data guru at CNN says that the 2028 Democratic bench is a total clown car, which it kind of is. Look, as someone who follows politics a lot, and I'm looking at some of the people who are thinking of running for president in 2028, the smartest one, the one who actually probably, if there weren't for factors that that makes it tougher, would be probably Pete Buttigieg, and he has some built-in problems, because he's kind of fucked up the whole transportation area. And so, but here we go. Chief data analyst Harry Enton is not impressed with the Democratic bench going into the 2028 presidential election cycle, and he's not holding back his overall assessment of the likely candidates, quote, a total clown car. My friend Wu, hello now at Studios, aka my dear friend Wu from high school. Good morning, P-Dawg. Our Gen Z kids are way smarter and more achievement-oriented than we are. 3 married, 10 grands with another on the way. The best is our baby looking for her other half. Yeah, oh yeah, your kids are doing great too, from everything I see. Yeah, I'm maybe it's just this the Gen X or cusp of Gen X parents who have Gen Z kids. The ones I know, their kids are all doing great, and it's kind of weird that I hear, I know Gen Z complains a lot too, because there's a lot of dumbass Gen Z kids too, but I think I feel very fortunate about my kids and the kids that they're friends with. I feel very fortunate for my friend Wu here and her kids who are doing great. It's interesting just to see when I hear Gen Z being disparaged. I think, oh wait, my kids are Gen Z and they're awesome. So I don't know. Good morning, Lord HP Lovecraft. Good morning to have you here. All right. So anyway, let's see Harry Enton make fun of. Well, I don't know if he's making fun of them or he's just saying clown car. Let's see Harry Enton talk about the 2028 clown car that is the Democrats.
This morning, California Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing back after critics seized on comments he made at an Atlanta event accusing him of racism. Listen to this.
I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy.
By the way, we talked about this the other day, right? And it's like, and a lot of people are saying, this is him being racist. He's talking to a black audience. But the audience that was there wasn't mostly black. But he's basically speaking to one person when he says this. And by the way, it's not the first time he's used this 960 SAT score line or whatever, saying, I'm just a normal guy. I'm just like you, whatever. Whether he is specifically talking to black people, I'm just like you, a 960 whatever. Or if he's talking to an audience of people that is there that, you know, doesn't matter what the race is, but that he thinks he's better than. Okay? This has an air of, I'm better than you, but I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's part of one of the most wealthy families on the planet. And but what he's saying is, well, you know, I know that I'm elite, but I'm just like you because I had a 960 SAT score and I have trouble reading, whatever, even though I'm way better than you. You know, it has that arrogance of I'm just like you, but even though I know I'm way better than you. That's the way it comes off to me. It doesn't matter if he's talking to black people or if he's talking to people in this, you know, in a state or whatever. He's trying to pretend not to be the elitist that he is. Anyway.
Newsom calls it all fake outrage. This is, we're getting a sense, you know, President Trump is 1 year in to his final term, but still it's never too early to talk about the next presidential election.
Oh,
With us now is CNN chief data analyst Harry Etten. So we see Governor Newsom. He's got a book, I think, which actually publishes today. He's in the middle of the fray of possible Democratic contenders. So what do the polls say?
Yeah, they're all running, and this is just a downright clown car at this point on the Democratic side. I mean, just take a look here. Top choices for the 2028 Dem-Pres nominee. You have a leader, but it's not really a clear leader. It's within the margin of error. You have Newsom at 19%. Then you have former Vice President Kamala Harris at 18%.
Clown!
Quite a weak number for her, given that, of course, she was the nominee last time around.
Well, because nobody voted for her. So how is it a weak number? Nobody voted for her to be the nominee. And everyone knows it. And everyone has had it drilled in their heads since she's lost. Hey, we didn't vote for her. How did she end up there anyway? Pete Buttigieg,
who, of course, has run before, 13%. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Well, all anyone has to do running against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is to play footage of her at the Munich, what was that conference called? The Munich something conference. You know what I'm talking about. Anyone remember what it was called? A security conference, the Munich security conference. Just play any 5 minutes of any point in that entire thing where she was being interviewed, and that'll end her career.
At 12%, this is just a total clown car. It is a total mess. There is no clear front runner at this particular point on the Democratic side. Who the heck knows who the nominee is going to be in 3 years?
Yes, or play the clip where she died on January 6th.
2 years.
It's been a long time since we've had a Democratic race like this.
Yeah, it has been a long time. This is very unusual for the Democratic side to not have a clear front runner at this point. National early poll leader at least 25%. Look at this. This year...
Wait. Hold on. Was Biden the early poll leader in 2020? Not towards the end of 2020. Because remember, did he even win any primaries in the beginning? No. He didn't win a primary in South Carolina. He wasn't the early leader. That's weird to say.
The giant question mark. No one. In 2020, when there was no incumbent, it was Joe Biden who was there, Hillary Clinton in both 2008 and 2016, and Al Gore in both 2000 and 2000.
Yeah, and Hillary was the front runner, and what happened in 2008? Nope. Nada. Here. Where is it? There it is.
And in 4 at this point, we're at least at 25% of the early polls. You have to go all the way back from when I wasn't even in elementary school yet, not even in pre-K yet, to 1992. That was the last cycle in which there...
Oh, that hurts. Did he just say? Oh, God. Okay, if you don't know what I'm saying, it hurts. Oh, these people on TV were born after I graduated college.
There was no clear front runner at this point. Very unusual.
Just to be clear, this isn't predicted because she didn't win in this primary and he didn't run. But this gives you a sense of a year out. So what about Newsom? What are the prediction markets saying his odds are?
Yeah, okay. So it seems to me that Gavin Newsom...
Well, I can't give him I can't give him Chuck Schumer's tagline, "Smarmy prick from New York," but Newsom's a smarmy prick too.
Is flailing a little bit, at least compared to where he was prior. Because just take a look here. Okay, Chance Newsom is the 2028 Democratic nominee. 3 months ago, according to the cash prediction market, look at that. It was a 37% chance.
Well, they did skip 2024, but they're talking about the year without an incumbent. The years, I think he said that during this.
Now, it's just a 28%. Down he goes. He's definitely flailing a little bit.
Down goes Newsom. Down goes Newsom. Down goes Newsom.
It also seems to me people are a little less interested in Gavin Newsom than they used to be. Look at this. Google searches for Gavin Newsom down 63% from the August peak. You remember back then it was when he started that social media, right, going after President Trump. There was a lot of interest from Democratic voters, but maybe that interest is waning off just a little bit. And, of course...
Or it's just too early. It's just too early for this shit. They'll wait till the midterms. I mean, the second the midterm elections are over, there's going to be a giant rush to the stage to see who can get up to the podium first.
You don't necessarily want to wane it off just yet because I think we still have a lot of time till the votes are
There is still some time to go. Harry Etten, thank you very much. A lot of news this morning. We'll be right back.
All right, so there you go. That's interesting. All right, let's get into this. I did have a happy hump day that I can actually put on the screen. There you go. Happy hump day. Good morning, everybody, and happy hump day, and have a wonderful day. So there you go. That one was safe because I couldn't show you the hump day tab today. All right, let's get into the State of the Union a little bit. And again, I didn't watch it, so. But I could predict what happened. Donald Trump would say this is good, and Democrats would say it's bad, and then there'd be Democrats sitting on their hands because they're not supposed to clap for anything the president does or says. Because again, he probably said some things that they probably should have clapped for, and they didn't. So anyway, and Al Green made an ass of himself by putting up some sign about that read "Black people aren't apes," and he got kicked out. Which, I get it. Some people are very sensitive about those, that Lion King, whatever video, AI video. Fine. So in fact, our daily Brian Krasenstein, breaking, Al Green was just kicked out of the State of the Union for a second year in a row to chance of USA. Now that's interesting. He was that makes it sound like that they were cheering him. But anyway, he carried a sign that read, "Black people aren't apes." Man, I love this guy. More than you love your brother? Not saying that. Anyway, and also apparently one of our congresspeople from Minnesota, Ilhan Omar, was screaming something out. But there have been hecklers in the past. But let's see if you could see what her little heckling says. We'll get to it. Here we go. Let's see. Ilhan Omar. Let's see.
Removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So Ilhan Omar and Rashida Taliban screaming at the president during this. Let's see if we can find something that's interesting here. I'll just scroll down here. By the way, the U.S. hockey team was honored at the State of the Union. Apparently, Senator Mullen was trying to get Al Green to put his sign down. Oh, check out old bitch-ass Senator Mullen trying to snatch Al Green's sign, "MAGA is a death cult." What does that even mean? What does that even mean? So anyway, let's see. Let's scroll through here. Oh, and also during the State of the Union, someone named Enrique Martinez was one of the featured guests. Venezuelan political prisoner held in Maduro's infamous Caracas jail reunited with his niece during the State of the Union. President Trump used the State of the Union address as the backdrop of an emotional surprise reunion between a Venezuelan woman and her uncle, who was held as a political prisoner in the country's ousted Maduro regime. Trump reunited Alejandra Gonzalez with her uncle, Enrique Martinez, who was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and held in a vile prison in Caracas after he ran for office in opposition to the dictator. Alejandra, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he's here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Do they have video of this? Oh, man, I want to see video of that. Let me see. Let me refresh this to see if they have video. Okay, here we go. Here it is. This is, I hadn't even seen this. Let's check it out.
And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandra Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandra feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life.
She keeps saying Alejandro. It's Alejandra. Alejandro would make her a man. She is Alejandra. Unless she's trans, but I don't think she is.
But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandra, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down.
Well, let's see. Now let's see if they show the whole crowd if any Democrats stood for this reunion. What a nice surprise. Lord Stanhope, to be fair, I would have expected Trump to say Alex and Ernie. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Wait, I wanted to see if the Democrats stood up. I'm going to get the whole crowd here. And there we go. Nope. Look at this side of the aisle. Every one of them sitting. Oh, one Democrat standing. One Democrat standing. All the rest of these are just sitting. Because you have to hate Trump so much that you can't stand for anything that he says. Anything. Also, of the Democrats, apparently John Fetterman is the only Democrat who stepped up and shook hands with the president as he exited. Here's the... Looks like he wandered over to see if anyone else would shake his hand. I don't know if anyone did. Interesting. This is a cult. You can't celebrate when he does something good. No, I know, because you can't root for America when you're against America. I don't know. Look, I don't like to say that that Democrats are anti-American. They just have a completely different concept of what it should be, and it's a concept that everyone should, one, they can keep votes by giving shit to people, giving shit away. I'm going to see what a couple of these clips are. Just in, President Trump tells everyone his State of the Union speech who believe the first duty of the U.S. government is to protect Americans. Almost no Democrats stood up. Okay, let's see it.
If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Well, now I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair to the Democrats. This was a trap line. He set a trap. He set a trap. Let's get it started right now. Let's set a trap. Because he knows the Democrats aren't going to stand up for it. And when he qualified it with and not illegal aliens, they can't stand for that because they don't even want to call them illegal aliens, even though that's a technical term talking about how they got here. Not one Democrat stood up. Oh, wait, who is this? Oh, she's holding a sign. Let's see if he gives them the business on this. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you people? What's wrong with you? Should say that's unfortunate. This is part of the reason why I don't watch the State of the Union, though. It's that, one side jumps up, the other side jumps up. Although during Trump's State of the Union speeches, only one side jumps up because because the Democrats are forced to not root for anything that happens, even if it's good, even for a child who survived cancer. They can't stand up for that because that would be endorsing the Orange Man. For almost a minute, not one stood up. Let's see how he reacts. He's just staring him down. This is like, God, how can I compare this to? It's like Stone Cold staring down the Rock way up on the top of the, up the top of the ramp. Now, interesting, whoever's next to Mark Kelly's standing, is a Republican standing next to Mark Kelly? Also, let's see. This is the man yelling during the State of the Union about Marines. He's a Gold Star father, Steve Nico. Yeah, look, it's not the first time there have been interruptions at the State of the Union. Infamously, Joe Wilson, who's trending today also, told Barack Obama, "You lie." Marjorie Taylor Greene heckled Joe Biden. So it's not the first time. Although Joe Biden looks like it looked like a fucking deer in the headlights when that happened. Let's see. It appears Trump's objective going into the State of the Union was to paint the picture that the Democrats are un-American and don't represent the interests of the American people. It's safe to say that objective was achieved. Trump is winning the battle for public perception. Chris Cillizza. We all love Chris Cillizza from CNN. Number of medals awarded by Donald Trump in State of the Union, 4. Number of new policies rolled out by Trump in State of the Union, 1-ish. Hey, look, is the State of the Union the time that you have to bring out new policies every time you have a State of the Union? Or can you say that we are going to continue on the policies that we have envisioned and we're going to stick with them and see and let it work through? You don't have to have new policies for the State of the Union. Ilhan Omar just turned the State of the Union into a shouting match, screaming, "You have killed Americans," and liar right at the president during the remarks on sanctuary cities and border security. Disgraceful. Remember 2009, Representative Joe Wilson yelled, "You lied, Obama." House passed a resolution of disapproval almost immediately, 240 to 179. House Republicans controlled the gavel 9. Time to file a House resolution against Omar. Americans, flood your representatives' phones right now. Demand a House resolution of disapproval for this outrageous breach of decorum. No more double standards. Did they do that when Marjorie Taylor Greene shouted at Joe Biden? And if they didn't, they should have. I don't think that is the time for the Congress critters to be screaming at whoever's giving the address. Let's see. We already saw that one, though. Margot Kleeman, why doesn't the president pause in the middle of the State of the Union and have the Senate take a voice vote on the SAVE Act? They have a quorum. Oh, that would be hilarious. And be in session. They only need 50 yeses since JD will be there too. Interesting. A vote cannot occur during tonight's joint session of Congress because it does not constitutionally or statutorily constitute a legislative sitting of either chamber. Motions, debate, and votes are out of order and may be blocked by a point of order from any member, which is true. Yes, there's a lovely photo of Rashida Taliban with her Iraqi fishing net scarf. Yeah, and a button that says "fuck ICE." Isn't she special? Let's talk about job growth. Trump rattling off stats at the State of the Union: 100% private sector job growth, not 100%. 2.4 million off of food stamps. Record natural gas production. DEI ended regulations slashed. Whether you buy the numbers or not, that's a loaded highlight reel. Here's what he said.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
And one interesting thing too, since I have natural gas heat, we noticed that our gas bill did not go up much this year, even though we've had a much colder winter.
More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our
country. Now, that's questionable. More time? It may just be we have more Americans than any time in the history of our country. Because a lot of presidents tout that idea that, oh, more Americans are working. Well, if there are more Americans, then you're more likely to have more Americans working.
Our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
Because they've slashed public sector jobs. Okay, that's what you meant by all the jobs created have been in the private sector, which is good.
We ended DEI in America.
The problem him saying that is so many people don't even know what that means. They assume that you don't want diversity? You don't want inclusion? Fuck the equity part, because you know what I think about equity. Equity is a joke. But when they say you ended DEI, it means you ended DEI programs, specifically race-based programs, okay? That's or race or gender, because really the biggest recipient of DEI programs were women anyway, were white women. but when he says that, no one knows what that means. And so everyone has their own version of what that means. So if you tell that in the city, someone's saying, oh, you don't want black people to work, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not what it means. It means allow diversity to happen naturally through merit. So anyway.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
And there you go, Blue X-Ray, getting them off Snap. So anyway, State of the Unions though, and all presidents do it. They tout what they think was the greatest things they've done. And maybe they say a little bit about what hasn't been perfect, but it is interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, no, I don't want to show that one. Brandon Straka, Speaker Johnson rips Democrats after the State of the Union. They've gone a step further. We probably would have had ejected them. He says Americans saw the shame they brought upon their party, contrasting it with Republicans who stood and cheered. I don't need to listen to Speaker Johnson. And then we got the challenge. Stand if you believe the first duty of government is to protect American citizens. We saw that one already. Oh, by the way, there was a response. Abigail Spanberger, the new governor of Virginia, who is already pissing off Virginians with dozens of new taxes that they're going to be imposing. But apparently, this says Abigail Spanberger's response to the State of the Union in its first minute features jarring edits, creepy forced Joker smiles, and the inexplicable decision to include applause beats from a tiny audience. Well, let's see what that means. See if you can catch the weird edits and the wait a minute. I was going to say the creepy Joker smile. Just look at your screen right now. What? That's interesting. That's. Hey, Avocats Diablo, I have a question. Will this right here? Will this help you forget that Adam the Schiff thumbnail?
1705, the people of the Virginia colony gathered here to take on the extraordinary task of the United States was founded on the idea that ordinary people could reject the unacceptable excesses of poor leadership, band together to demand better of their government.
Oh, she does have a Joker smile. Look at the corners of her
lips. That would be an
lips.
example for the world.
Okay, and they put some people in there clapping. Okay, that's weird. You know, I think it's better that they have people there clapping. So many of these State of the Union responses are just like quiet room and just boring. And you know, you get the pomp and circumstance of the State of the Union and the people clapping and standing, whatever. And then you have this boring, you know, deer in the headlights speech and rumbling on and this is that and yada, yada, and just no response. So I think it's probably a good idea that they had the live audience that at least clap for some things. So I'm not, that doesn't bother me anyway. Beautiful ending to this Trump State of the Union address reminds me of why we can't have a second, third, or fourth generation immigrant as president. Love for our country has to be in your genes. Okay, I don't know about that. By the way, not everyone was happy about the location of Abigail Spanberger's State of the Union address. I saw this earlier. So people were complaining. And these are people who are Democrats. Colonial Capital, because apparently they had it at, where did they have it? Virginia's Colonial Capital, the original capital of Virginia. Colonial Capital seems like a bad look. College of William Mary is better. To which this person responds, why is the Colonial Capital a worse look than College of William and Mary? Both were heavily involved in slavery, for instance. To which this person says the College of William and Mary has been working to improve DEI for some time. Why would you think they are on Head 6, the military can't go there list? I personally know great graduates and educators from there. They are working with current issues. Right, of course, just saying that if Virginia's capital is problematic, it's problematic, then so is William and Mary. In fact, both Virginia and William and Mary have made strides since those days. So the bottom line is either the Virginia capital or William and Mary both seem like fine locations for Spanberger to deliver her State of the Union response. Well, let's continue this. Apparently, Democrats are having Abigail Spanberger deliver the State of the Union rebuttal in Colonial Williamsburg? Oh no! At some point, we have to realize the Democratic Party's active role in preserving all these systems and institutions that have led us to this fascist moment and are not working. So the established Democrats chose Spanberger to respond to King Khan's State of the Union, and she'll be speaking from Colonial Williamsburg, a faux colonial village created by J.D. Rockefeller in the early 1900s. Let that sink in. They are spitting in the left's face and giving us a preview of 2028. Oh my God. Where do they want her to have? Where do they want it to be from? Name some place that they won't consider racist. I'm sorry. They should have had it at Bob's Crab Shack. Yeah. Or Busch Gardens. Sure. So what else? The more I think about this choice for Democrats to rebut the State of the Union with Spanberger and Colonial Williamsburg, the more it reads just as an intentional kick in the face to just about everyone who has voted for Democrats in the past and a direct appeal to MAGA light. It's incredibly insulting. If they weren't mad, they would not exist. I'm just telling you. It's crazy. CNN concedes that Democrats made a fatal error by boycotting the State of the Union will only make Trump look stronger. Let's see what CNN says about that. I'm just interested in the clips.
And Republicans on both sides, you're going to see an enthusiastic response from that chamber that had the Democrats been there, they could have actually delivered a separate message in this moment. And instead, they're leaving it to be much more of a rally for Republicans.
Oh.
I think that's an interesting visual that the Democrats gave away. And Republicans.
So the only reason CNN is upset that more Democrats weren't there, whoever that was speaking, Patrick McHenry. Oh, no, that's... Oh, I see. He's Patrick. So he's saying that leaving the room dominated by Republicans and supporters, they leave a visual where that there's more people in there cheering for what Trump says. So maybe he's right. Maybe that visual is not good. That's interesting. That's just a way to put it. Kevin McCarthy says President Trump will deliver the longest State of the Union ever tonight and earned on pure merit after accomplishing so much. Interesting. So let's move on to some other stuff. Other things trending. Fetterman's trending. We know why, because he's one of the few that actually shook hands with Trump. Here's someone saying he should be more like, or more Democrats should be more like him.
So right, and again, it's affordability that's on the minds of Americans. It's the economy.
Oh, that's just how ABC had it. So he's trending because of that. Also, let's see, Spanberger. We just talked about her. Now the Democrat shills are all excited about Spanberger. Let's see a couple clips that they posted. This one says, breaking, Abigail Spanberger just delivered something Donald Trump couldn't. The truth. This is how you fight back. Retweet this so every American sees Spanberger's powerful rebuttal. Let's see what they consider part of the powerful rebuttal.
Tonight, as we watched our nation's lawmakers gather for a joint session of Congress, we did not hear the truth from our president.
She does have that creepy Joker upturned lip thing. That's weird.
So let's speak plainly and honestly. And let me ask you, the American people watching at home, 3 questions.
Okay.
Is the president working to make life more affordable for you and your family?
For me personally, I don't know. All I know is that I pay a lot less for gas and I drive a lot. So that's a start now. And our prices going up faster than they were. No, I shop for groceries all the time too. Everything's high, but it's not like it's been going up the way it did during that stretch during the Biden administration, which, look, presidents don't always have a lot of control over that either way. So I can't blame Biden or give Trump credit. All I know is that that's how it's worked. And so that's the way people feel. Also, the fact that I'm not paying $9 for a dozen eggs right now, that helps too. I can get probably 3 dozen for $9 right now. So yeah, some things that I buy a lot are cheaper. Is that directly because of the president? Not necessarily, but we're getting by and we're not feeling the prices go up so hard as they were a few years ago. So that's answer that question. Next.
Is the president working to keep Americans safe both at home and abroad?
I would say yes. Look, if Democrats like to say that, that Americans commit crime at a higher rate than illegal aliens. Well, getting rid of the illegal alien crime would then allow people to focus on the Americans who commit crimes. So that's a start. As far as abroad, yeah, sure. Look, we're not going to get involved in Ukraine. Maybe that war will end. The war in Gaza ended. The Iranians who are rattling swords against us right now, seems like their populace is about to overthrow the mullahs and all that shit. So that would be a good thing. for the most part, yes. And we're stopping drugs from coming to the country. And also, now it's going to be interesting to see how this thing goes on in Mexico with the cartels. But I got a feeling that if that starts creeping across the border, we'll have the Trump administration working to protect Americans there too. So yes, I think in general, yes. The answer is yes. Next.
Is the president working for you?
Interesting. That's the end of the clip they put there. And in a case where I would say no president necessarily working for me personally, this one kind of has been, I guess. I don't know. Now, the next one, call to activism. Oh, obliterated. Abigail Spencer just humiliated Trump after his boring Gettysburg address. She didn't rant, she dissected him. Well, let's see what she says, because I'm going to say that humiliated Trump. Okay, let me, first of all, think about just that sentence. Knowing that Trump, in my opinion, is a bit of a jackass, right? Is there anything that actually humiliates Donald Trump? He doesn't seem like one who gets humiliated too much. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Hi, JB. Were you here earlier? No, you just got here. What up? Nice to have you here. All right. But let's see if this would have let's see if this actually would humiliate Donald Trump, what she says here.
I grew up in a house of service. My mother was a nurse and my father was a career law enforcement officer.
Okay.
I began my career by following in my father's footsteps
Okay.
as a federal agent, working money laundering and narcotics cases.
By the way, she didn't really like her job when she was at the CIA. She's not a popular person in the intelligence community. Let's just say that.
I work side by side with local and state police to keep our community safe
Okay.
and to uphold and enforce the law.
Mm-hmm.
Law enforcement officers across the country know that it is a unique responsibility to do the serious work of investigating crimes, comforting victims, and making arrests. It's about building trust, and that requires an abiding sense of duty and commitment to community. And yet, our president has sent poorly trained federal agents into our cities, where they have arrested and detained American citizens and
What were the American citizens who were detained and arrested for? Certainly not for immigration violations, right? But they are federal agents who can enforce federal law against interfering with federal law. So the few that have been arrested and detained were not detained for immigration issues. They were arrested and detained for other issues, which is perfectly within the purview of the law. Now, do I like it? No, I'm not a fan of law enforcement necessarily. But if they're doing their job, that's part of their job too. Sorry.
people who aspire to be Americans. And they have done
And people who aspire to be Americans. Is that really what it is? Because if you're aspiring to be American, you probably want to do it in a way that would make you an American. But this is not happening. What is she talking about? Okay, let her go.
it without a warrant. They have ripped nursing mothers away from their babies. They have sent children, a little boy in a blue bunny hat, children to far-off detention centers.
Why? How did the boy end up in a detention center? Did ICE see him in the street and just pick him up and say, "Oh, you're brown. We're going to send you to a detention center in Texas"? Is that how it happened? Or did his illegal alien father get caught up? And he wanted him to go with him because the people who lived in the house where the kid was living wouldn't open the door and let him back in. So his father wanted him to go with him. That was a choice. That had nothing to do with them they just picked up this illegal alien. They picked up this brown kid off the street and detained him and put him in another state. That's not what happened, and you know it. But you know what? Some idiots are going to think that's what happened because they won't really look into it.
And they have killed American citizens in our streets.
Yes. Very unfortunate situations. and you're technically correct. And look, the danger of interfering with law enforcement can be high, and especially when you make moves that make the officers think they're going to be killed. It's going to happen, you know. You know who else has killed people in the streets, or who killed Americans? The Capitol Police have killed Americans. Law enforcement every day kills Americans who are committing crimes. Okay, you're not making. I know you're going to appealing to the Democrats who are not going to say, are not going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you're still making a point that doesn't mean anything.
And they have done it all with their faces masked from accountability.
You know, the DEA agents mask themselves up too when they're doing drug busts. Are you mad about? Would you be mad about that if that happened? Is there a reason they cover their faces? Maybe because you got some psycho people looking to dox and harm them. I mean, look. Is it a good look? Probably not. But you know what? You can think of a rational reason why they would do that.
Every minute spent sowing fear is a minute not spent investigating murders, crimes against children, or the criminals defrauding seniors of their life savings.
Whoa, now that's interesting. Because she was complaining about ICE agents arresting Americans, but these aren't part of they're not even the same division of law enforcement. Don't they have a separate division of law enforcement that investigates fraud? Don't they have a separate division of law enforcement that investigates drug crimes, like the DEA? This is not the DEA. It's not DEA agents going out there doing immigration enforcement. So what's your point? Again, there's more than, it's like they can walk, they can chew gum, they can open a bag of potato chips, they can drive a lawnmower. They're different agencies.
Our president told us tonight that we are safer because these agents arrest mothers and detain children.
Is that what he said? No. But has the murder rate, is that its lower, dropped the fastest as it has? I think the line was the murder rate has dropped the fastest in the history of the United States, which apparently CBS News fact-checked and found true. So, yeah. Not because of the mothers and children, though, but because of the bad guys that they've taken off the streets also. It's not, so it's funny you straw man the argument. Oh, are they, because they arrested some mothers and children? No, because that's not what he said. That's what you said, and then you argued against that. That's the classic straw man.
Think about that. Our broken immigration system is something to be fixed, not an excuse for unaccountable agents to terrorize our communities. Now,
what was the line this person used? Obliterated. Abigail Spanberger just humiliated Trump after his boring Gettysburg address. Do you think that was humiliating? How was that humiliating? Our broken immigration system is something to be fixed, not an excuse for unaccountable agents to terrorize communities. Look, fixing our immigration system might be as simple as following the laws that we have already. That would fix our immigration system, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be the ultimate? Because the immigration system that you say needs to be fixed was completely disregarded for 4 years. So maybe fixing it would just mean starting with following current laws before you try to make changes to them. But you don't want to try that because you don't think we should deport anybody. Oh boy, it's too easy. And then she posted a couple of her own. Oh, let's see what Crowder says. Abigail Spanberger lied. Not a single American citizen was detained for any significant period. Illegal aliens and violent criminals were. You don't get arrested for being a citizen. You get arrested for breaking the law. Well, I don't even need to play it because that's what I just said. So interesting. All right. Other things that there's a whole bunch of other stuff here. Democrats are trending because the Democrats sitting on their hands. Dems, of course. Let's see. Ilhan Omar, we've already seen her outburst. Oh, the dude, whoever the producer of tonight's State of the Union broadcast has to be the biggest troll in America, because they refuse to call their daughter a boy. Camera pans to this guy, says Somali pirates, cuts to Ilhan Omar. I don't know. Oh my. There he is. That's funny. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota. Camera guy immediately pans to Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar says, Trump killed 2 of my constituents. He's a liar and should be ashamed of himself. Oh, she posted herself yelling at Donald Trump. Do you think that's a good look? Maybe in her district it is. Anyway, also, Rashida Taliban is trending because, same thing. Joe Wilson, people are mentioning Joe Wilson because of Joe Wilson's outburst during the State of the Union by Obama, and that's kind of set the tone for this happening more and more, which I don't like. I don't like it when they go have your rebuttal in front of the cameras when you get outside of the hall. And I don't care who the president is. I don't want Democrat presidents being heckled. I don't want Republican presidents being heckled. American Citizens is trending. Please stand up if you agree with this statement. The first duty of the American government is to stand up for its citizens, not illegal aliens. Mark Kelly sitting on his hands. Americans and America and Americans. That was the line that Donald Trump made. Some Canadians weighing in. Oh, we Canadians despise Trump. We despise what he's doing to America and Americans. We despise that he has alien allies. We despise that he's a vile convicted felon, possibly a pedophile. We despise that Trump family is getting richer for American leverage. Love Canada. Okay, love your country. I don't care. It means nothing to me. Mark Kelly also trending because he sat on his hands. Virginia's trending because not only was Spamberger from Virginia, but also I'm going to finish with this. Virginia just passed a law that some people feel is a little bit silly, and here's why. This is fascinating. Here's I don't even know who this is, but listen to this.
Hey, good morning, friends.
Good morning.
I just
Good
wanted
morning to you, too.
And let you know about a bill that passed yesterday on the House floor, House Bill 1525,
This is in Virginia,
which is intended to disallow anybody under the age of 21 to purchase, transfer, or possess a firearm. And I won't go into all the details, but it says no one under 21 can do this unless you're with an accompanying adult and you're hunting or you're going to a shooting range.
Now, I laughed when I watched the rest of this, and I want you to listen carefully, because she said Virginia passed a law that you cannot purchase a firearm if you're under 21 unless you are accompanied by an adult. Okay? If you didn't catch what she said, that's what she said. Now listen to the rest very carefully.
Well, friends, go to the Code of Virginia and see what the definition of an adult is. It's somebody who's 18. This is the absurdity. This is the perfect example of the absurdity in Richmond and the attack on our Second Amendment rights. This one is just an informational message. Just wanted to let you know.
So there you go. You can't purchase a gun unless under 21 unless you're accompanied by an adult. So if you're accompanied by your little brother who's 18, you can purchase a gun. Okay, that's the silliness of the day. I have tons of stuff open, just no time to get to any of it. There's more commentary in the State of the Union. I might actually watch it today and pick up some of my own highlights, but I may not. We just might see what everyone else is saying, because that's just as fun too. But yeah, that's going to be it. I have all kinds of tabs open. Also, the aggregator's open. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Highly encourage you to get caught up on what's happening in the day. Please take time to do something kind for someone today. And remember that, I don't know, the truth, what did Hire say earlier? The truth can be as dangerous as a bomb, or it can heal. So use truth wisely. And FTG Al Green. Here, I want to do this. Oh, I see. Oh, I can set these up to do this I'll save for 1 year. Let's try that. All right, so there you go. Here come the links. in a moment. As soon as this thing decides to copy. There we go. All right, here's today's links that I didn't get to, plus everything we did. Also, if you're into that stuff on the Happy Hump Day thing, oh boy, it's loaded today. All right, that's it. I got to go. Have a great day. My name's PDawgKnight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.